We have seen that animals can suffer pain and distress. Given the right conditions, they can also enjoy their share of life's pleasures. Rather like us, farm animals have strong emotional drives based on instinct. Perhaps the strongest is the maternal drive. This ewe has just sensed that her lamb is missing. She calls to her. Another sheep responds to her concern. This younger ewe may be a companion, or perhaps a daughter from a previous year. As an experiment, the lamb has been hidden behind bales of straw. The mother searches the next field, calls out again, smells for evidence of scent, and listens. The hidden lamb calls back. Her mother recognizes her call at once. Though the lamb is only a few days old, the bond between them is already very strong. Soon after, the lamb is released and the two are reunited. Other farm animals, like chickens, are also driven by strong maternal feelings. This hen, recently released from a battery cage, is on a mission. She is about to lay an egg and has to get through this maze to reach her nest. This is an instinctive emotional need. But to succeed, she must use her intelligence. She has to work out that the computer won't open the door until she pecks 3 times. Her strong maternal instincts drive her on until she finds a safe place to build a nest. To us, she may be just a food animal, but she still has powerful feelings inherited from her wild ancestors, which are often thwarted in intensive systems. Other farm animals, like pigs, are also surprisingly intelligent. This is Hamlet. He has amazed animal psychologists by learning a computer game, which was originally designed for chimpanzees. Hamlet has to move the cursor into the blue area around the screen. When he does, he gets a sweet. The scientists make it progressively harder for Hamlet, yet he learns to succeed every time.
Oh, good boy, that was good.
Can other animals do this? This is Lex, a Jack Russell dog. Lex is willing, but even after a year of trying, he hasn't quite got it and needs help. Pigs can be as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than dogs, yet we treat them very differently. Should we treat animals according to our needs for food and companionship? Or should we be more concerned about the animal's intelligence, emotional needs, and capacity for both happiness and suffering? To produce cheaper and cheaper food, more and more pigs and chickens around the world are being incarcerated in intensive farming systems. However, there are alternatives. Most sheep are still kept free range. Cattle are often kept outdoors too, especially in summer because these animals need to graze on large areas of grassland. Pigs in many countries are also reared outdoors, which can be even cheaper than indoors without all the costs of buildings, stalls and cages. It does cost more in labour, but this means more jobs for rural communities. However, it's poultry production where factory farming methods cut costs dramatically. And chicken meat, which was once a luxury, is now a mainstay of the fast food industry. Compared to broiler-shed chickens, free-rangers can cost £2 extra to buy. But for that, they have lived up to twice as long in a spacious, open-air environment. Paying extra also benefits egg layers. A hen lays on average an egg a day. To lay that egg on a free-range farm costs an extra 1.5 pence. So that's the daily price of freedom for a hen. There are therefore effective ways to produce meat and eggs less intensively. But can free-range or extensive systems feed the world? The world's population is expected to grow by another 50% before it stabilizes later this century at about 9 billion. The expanding populations are in the less economically developed countries, which are turning towards intensive farming to increase meat production. But this could be a mistake, as meat production is inherently inefficient. When a pig eats corn, only about a quarter of the energy it consumes is turned into pork or bacon. The rest is either used in respiration to generate energy for exercise and for keeping warm, or it is wasted, ending up in the pig's feces. This means that wherever grain is short, it is more efficient to grow crops for people to eat directly than to grow crops to feed animals. In many cultures, this is common sense. Farmers produce moderate quantities of milk and meat quite efficiently by feeding their animals on grass or crop byproducts, which people don't eat. And pigs and chickens often supplement their diet with scraps of food they forage for themselves. Intensive farming methods threaten to undermine these extensive traditional farmers and drive them from the land. Many scientists believe that the Earth's resources of land, energy and water are not sufficient to support Western levels of meat consumption throughout the world, even with intensive farming. A humane and sustainable future for agriculture may well depend on people eating smaller quantities of meat, and for that meat to be produced in systems such as free-range or organic. Such a diet could be healthier too. Everyone can make a difference to the lives of farm animals. And it comes down to personal values. You choose what you eat. If you eat meat like most European people, then on average in your lifetime you may consume 1,000 chickens, 45 turkeys, 30 sheep, 20 pigs, 4 beef cattle, the life's work of 35 laying hens, and all the produce of a dairy cow. To that you can add thousands of fish. The lives of these creatures will depend on the choices you make. As a consumer, you can buy the cheapest meat and eggs. You can go free-range or organic. You can eat less meat, or you can go vegetarian. As a citizen, you may also decide to get involved in campaigns about the future of farming. It is entirely your choice, but whatever you choose is likely to make more difference to the animal happiness or animal suffering in the world than any other choice you ever make.